we got a whole big beautiful list of other miscellaneous items that you're going to be taxed on. Gross income can be diverse. There's a lot of ways to receive money in the world, and there will always continue to be new ways that you'll get some money. Here's a summary of some common items you'll see on the exam and their tax implications. Now, prizes, say lotteries or anything like that, generally taxable at fair market value, except when the winner did not enter to win the award and they assign it directly to a charitable organization or governmental unit. So this could be pretty much anything. You work for an organization and they give you a brand new car or a game show, something like that. We'll see an example of this as well, but essentially, the only way to get this excluded from your gross income is to give it to a charity or to the government. Gotta love that, right? At that point, I would probably just pay tax on it rather than give it to the government. But if you were planning on making a contribution to the government anyway, then that's fine. A lot of this has to do as well with the scientific community. If you are in science, I'm sure you're working with a lot of governmental institutions. So you could make a donation or contribution from, let's say, a scientific award you received and cash out, get your name on a building, something like that. Gambling, gotta love it. Winnings are included in gross income. So all those winnings, boom, you got it. However, losses can only be deducted up to the extent of winnings as an itemized deduction on Schedule A. Well, you gamblers out there, I can't say I have my own vices, can't say I'm a gambler, but this is what you would do in order to get the maximum tax benefit. Damages, the entire award is considered income. So if you get hit by someone and you have to settle it in court, that would be that. Cancellation of debt. This is one that we will see a few times throughout the course. This is included in income. Now, this could be something business related, but I'd say more commonly for individuals. What would happen here? This would be I've got $10,000 of credit card debt through the bank and I can't pay it. Or I go to the bank and I want to negotiate and say, hey, this is going to be a significant financial burden on me. I gotta feed the kids. I gotta pay for school. Can we do anything about this and negotiate it? So maybe then the bank says, all right, instead of $10,000, you only owe us $7,500. So that $2,500 that they dismissed and said, canceled it, you don't have to pay it anymore. That's treated as if the bank gave you $2,500 in cash and then you paid it down. So unless the debt is discharged through insolvency or bankruptcy, you're dealing with that, which we have a lesson on that, this is going to be taxable. Again, if you have any sort of debt and then maybe you owe someone else money, you owe not even the bank, you owe just a third party, just someone on the street, you owe them money. And they say, okay, you only owe me half of that money. Well, the half that was forgiven, that is taxable. Non-recourse secured loans are also an exception. We'll see this in our secured debt. Scholarships for degree-seeking students, they're not taxable if they're used for tuition fees, books, and supplies. Room and board are taxable. We have seen that. We'll continue to see that. Non-degree-seeking students have taxable scholarships at fair market value. Graduate assistants may have different tax implications depending on their compensation. Benefits, any life insurance proceeds, gifts, and inheritance. Well, gifts has its own lesson, so don't worry about that. Same with inheritance, we'll deal with that later. Medicare benefits, workers' comp, physical injury, or illness award, and accidents insurance premiums are generally not taxable. And lastly, foreign earned income. This is excludable up to an annually changing threshold, which we'll have in the resources. Make sure you memorize that. If certain conditions are met, such as being a bona fide resident for the whole year, or being in a foreign country for 330 days out of any 12 consecutive month period. We'll talk about foreign earned income later as well. Prizes. So this is the example about the research community. You get an award. The fair market value of prizes and awards is typically considered taxable income, and recipients must report them on their tax returns. However, there is going to be an exclusion from income for certain prizes and awards when specific conditions are met. Now, in order to qualify for the exclusion, the following criteria must be met. The recipient is selected for the prize or award without entering into a contest or taking any action. This means that the recipient should not have applied or taken any steps to win the prize or award. The recipient assigns the prize or award directly to a governmental unit or a qualified charitable organization. This means that they do not take possession of it. They do not have control over it. When these conditions are met, we do not need to report the fair market value of it as taxable income. Example here, Dr. Smith is a renowned scientist. Dr. Smith is awarded the Scientific Excellence Prize worth $100,000 for her groundbreaking research. However, she is not aware of the prize and did not enter any contests or apply for it. The awarding committee has chosen her based on her work and contributions to the field. Now, upon receiving the award, Dr. Smith decides to assign the entire prize money directly to a qualified charitable organization that supports scientific research. It doesn't have to be something that supports scientific research, just has to be the qualified charitable organization. In this case, Dr. Smith does not need to report the $100,000 as taxable income, as she has met both the conditions to exclude it from her income. Sounds very good to me.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.